Y'all go ahead.
And welcome. This is my first show as One Non-Blonde. I'm your host, Kim Paczynski, and I am so excited to be starting this new venture and having my good friend Tammy Smith. I mean, no, we've only kind of talked a few times. I feel like she's my sister from another mother. You know, it was supposed to be a brother from another mother, but her and I are kindred spirits, and I am so excited that you're able to be the first guest on my show. So welcome, Tammy. Come on in.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be on your show and be the first guest. And congratulations. I'm so excited for you, girl. What a wonderful journey you're starting. I'm just excited for you.
Oh, thank you. I'm just like, I'm blessed beyond. And I'm also really excited because getting an opportunity to talk to you, we have so many things that are in common. So I just wanted to let people know that, you know, my show is about finding truth and finding integrity, especially in this world today where there's so much garbage coming at us and so much negativity and fake news and people hurting each other, and you know, they're automatically judging each other because if they think there's something, there's not a common bond, but there is a common bond with all of us. And Tammy, I think your messages, they just beyond share what our common humanity is, and your last night, awesome. So share with us a little bit what inspired you on what you do, and let people know who you are and where they can find you and see you.
All right. Well, my name is Tammy, and my journey into where I'm transitioning right now began last summer. I went through a very traumatic event, and I actually nearly died. And so my whole life changed in one night. In one night, everything changed. Like, I went to bed and thought it was just a normal day, and I almost didn't see the next day. So it absolutely transformed my way of thinking, my mentality, everything. And after that, you know, the next day, I just don't take anything for granted. Like the smallest thing, like breath, like the sunshine, like waking up. See, I'm going to cry already. But just that whole mentality changed overnight. And so I just started changing my way of thinking. And I've always been very positive, and positivity is what really, you know, kept me going every day on my journey. And, you know, now that's what I do. I share positivity constantly. I always want to lift people up. And what happened was I decided that my pain would not be in vain. I was like, everything I've gone through, I can't let that go to waste. I have to help other people. I have to let people know that someone cares and they're not alone. And so my saying is, even if it's one person that I can touch, that one person is worth it. They're enough. So if what I've gone through only helps one person, it's enough. And then I hope that person in turn, you know, like helps someone else. And that's what, you know, what I do. I'm like, please tell your story and help other people, because your story can affect people that mine can't. And so that is my thing. That's what I do, is I share love and positivity every single day.
And of course, it's Thank God It's Today. And I love your videos.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, the way I got Thank God It's Today, God just gave it to me. One morning I was working out, and it was a Friday morning, and I was like, TGIF, thank God it's Friday. And it just hit me. And I was like, wait a minute. It should be TGIT. Thank God it's today, because you may not get to Friday. And I'd known that from my experience. I was like, you may not ever see another Friday. So we should be grateful every single day that we wake up. And I literally trained my mind just to think that. And it's still this way. It was so dramatic that I would wake up and go, wait, what day is it? Because I wouldn't know, because I'm just like, thank God it's today. And I would have to look at my phone and go, oh, okay, it's actually, you know, Tuesday or whatever. And I hate that people hate Monday. I'm like, wait, it's still a great day. Be grateful for Monday too. Everybody dreads Monday. And I'm like, oh, no. It's a gift. It really is a gift.
It's a new beginning.
So, yes, every day is just a gift. You're right. And a beginning. And so I jumped on a Facebook Live and I shared that with my fans. because I'd started doing Facebook Lives, you know, like just kind of sharing my journey and sharing with people, you know, about that were hurting, you know, that I wanted to help them and touch their lives. And so I got a little following, like these fans started just like loving the videos. And so I shared about TGIT, and girl, you know, it is taken off. Like people love it. I get like gifts that people have engraved and designed that say, thank God it's today. And it's just amazing. And the logo that I created in it has a little sunshine, because that's how I feel like every day when that sun rises. Be grateful, like open your eyes and thank God it's today. And I literally say that every morning, first words out of my mouth. Good morning, God. Thank God it's today.
I love it. You know, one of the things that I love is the fact that you, like you said, you started out small and now you have over 1,000 followers.
Right.
And
In just
you know,
no time.
And the cool part about it is it's all about positivity, and that's really the most important thing. I think a lot of times it doesn't take, I guess sometimes people feel like it has to take something that's a life-changing moment to change their world or have a different attitude, but that's really not the case. I mean, really every day is an opportunity. And I feel as though, like, for you, it's like you chose this moment in your life to say, you know, like last night, your story, you know, it kind of resonates that somebody needed to hear that. And, you know, and I love the fact that you're like, I wasn't going to do it, but you know what, you know, and I kept putting it off, but you know what? So, you know, that's the Holy Spirit moments.
Absolutely. And you heard me say God wouldn't let me not do it.
Yeah.
And here's a sweet story about that and why I have to do it. Like it's inside of me and I can't rest like all day long. You know, I just couldn't. Like you said, the Holy Spirit's like, you have to do this. Somebody needs it. But what had happened was one day I was doing the same thing. I was really struggling with doing this Facebook Live. And I was just like, oh man, I had just started doing them. And I was like, nobody wants to see my vlog. You know, nobody, this isn't doing any good. You know, who am I? I'm no one. I'm just an average person, you know, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, we have a little technical difficulty here, Michael.
Yeah, it looks like Tammy froze. She's probably still talking and has no idea that we can't hear her.
How do we get a hold of her?
Send her an email or a text. You got her phone number, right?
Yeah, I'm
Okay. We can cut all this part out of the you know.
That's what I love about this.
Yeah. I don't know how to edit the video part, but we can definitely do the sound. You know, cut that.
Okay. How do we fix her then?
We'll just have to get her to log back in. Yeah, she just hung up. She must have figured out.
I said, you froze, girl. You need to log back in. Sound okay?
Tap your mic. Tap your mic. Okay, that's good. It's kind of, I guess it's just the room.
Okay, am I echoing or not loud enough?
Yeah,
or?
that's better there, actually.
I think I was too far away from it.
Oh, that's okay. That's why.
It's like it's in my face. I don't like this black thing in my face.
Yeah, I understand. What when you get a chance, you might want to consider doing some type of soundproofing.
Oh, most definitely.
You notice Tammy is calling from her bathroom, so it's probably got a lot of soundproofing qualities in it. So her video sounded better.
Okay.
There we go.
My Wi-Fi's been in trouble all day. Sorry.
That's okay.
No
This is why we're happy that it's going to be edited. So that's all good.
Perfect. I knew that too. I was like, thank goodness for editing.
I know. So what I lost you at was when you said that one of your first times with doing the vlogs. Why don't you start from there?
Okay. So, you know, one day I was really struggling, just like I was yesterday, with doing one of the vlogs. And I was just like, I had just started doing this and I was like, you know, this doesn't make a difference. You know, I'm just me. I'm just no one, just an average person. So nobody really cares about hearing whatever I'm saying. And something inside of me, God just kept saying, don't go get on Facebook Live and share your words, share your heart. And so I did. And I was like, okay, I shared my heart. And then I got a message later on from a young man that told me he was about to commit suicide that night. And my Facebook Live popped up and it kept him from committing suicide. And I was blown away. I was like, oh my gosh. And I almost didn't do it. He was the one. God was after the one. And I'm just God's messenger. I'm just saying whatever he tells me to say. I share whatever he tells me to share that day. And I was so grateful that God, allowed me to help this young man. And I encouraged him to get help no matter what. And he did. And he still writes me and, lets me know I'm doing well, and I hope I get to meet you one day. And I was like, I'm definitely going to meet you one day, without a doubt. I have to. That would just be amazing. And so that's why even when I struggle, I will still get on there and do them. And I will be in my car. I will be in my bathroom, wherever I'm at. And God, just really, tells me, get on now. Then I'll be like, okay, it's time. I'll pull over and I'll do it. I've done them in parking lots and at grocery stores. I just stop what I'm doing and listen and let him, use me and just share my heart. I don't script anything, just like right now. We're not scripted. We're just talking to friends, that have a very common path, and that's what we're doing. And I love that.
I do too. So what all I kept thinking about when you kept saying the one is the Bible passage when it's like the lost sheep and he goes back out and finds that one. And
right.
Sometimes it's so amazing that we're the vehicle, that you're the vehicle to be that shepherd. And it's like, isn't it overwhelming sometimes? But at the same time, it's like you're in awe.
Yes, I am.
Chose you.
And that's it. It's he leaves the 99 for the one. And that's exactly where that came from. My heart, like he is our shepherd. We are supposed to imitate him. Mm-hmm. And so that's exactly it. I'm like, I'm just like him. I want the one. And especially, in today's world, so many people have been hurt from, churches or people in churches. That's the worst. And people, get mad at God. They blame God. They turn away. And so I'm here just to be real. I'm just a real person that shares her heart and her love for people, because I love people. I care about people everywhere I go, every day. I'm kind to people and I want them to smile and make the world a better place just because we talked, or I could share something with them, or a quote, anything like that. That's just what my whole mission is to touch that one that may be out there that's like, I'm never, I give up on life. I give up on people. That's what I'm after. That one person that needs it that day.
That's awesome. I know when I worked I've worked with teenagers. That's my main focus. I've done a lot of church work and a lot of counseling and stuff like that, but teenagers are my favorite. And when I worked at the high school, I would always go for the fringe kids, the one, because you have your high flyers that everybody's like, oh, they're the high flyers, they're the ones that are most successful, and they're the most popular, and they're the best students, and they do whatever they're doing well. And then you have, of course, your kids who are struggling. So there's a lot of opportunities for kids to be, people to kind of work with them as well. But there's that middle ground that we actually did a survey when I worked at this one school, and it was all about where do you fit in? And there was a good, about 70% of the kids were in a chunk of feeling like they weren't anywhere. They were no one. If they didn't come to school today, no one would notice. Wow. Because they felt like, they weren't in the high flyer club, and they weren't in that position where people were giving them extra attention for helping them with their schoolwork. That they were just existing. They were your average B, C kids who don't really do sports, don't really do a lot of things, just they're existing, but they felt as though the school could just they could just walk away and nobody would care. And those were my fringe kids. I loved them, and I actually got them all involved in stuff. But that's the key. It's you've got to let the Spirit lead you. And have you ever been to that point in your life where, I know you've said it a couple of times, where you're the vlog, but where you've actually approached somebody and it's like, oh my gosh, if I go talk to this person, they're gonna think I'm weird, but at the same time, you have to give a message. Do you have a story for that?
Well, I just try to be out there, and I'm open. I'll have people contact me and say, I'm going through this. And then I have somebody right now, I would just say I've kind of taken her under my wing. She's not in a good situation, and she could relate to my Facebook lives. And so I do. I pray for her. I'll send her messages. I'll check on her. And she is one of the ones that actually wants to get a TGIT tattoo now. I
Oh.
was like, wow. And
Yeah.
she sent me 4 designs that she designed, and they're amazing. And I was like, I can't pick.
But
It's
maybe
your
make a
body. You
t-shirt.
be doing it. That's yours. Right, but her designs are amazing, so it's very exciting. But yeah, so I love to do that. I love to pray for people. I love to just touch them and check on them and just be there for them, because so many people out there, like we're saying, are on the fringes. They may not have family close by, or they may not have any friends. I mean, we don't know people's situations. So I try to always do that, and the people that are hurting like that and reach out to me, I'm always checking on them and always there for them. Even if it's just a short little message, I'm always trying to be there for them.
Now, I know you're there for people, but have you ever had somebody do that for you?
Yes, I actually have. So it's amazing. And it's rare, it's very rare, but there will be people that send me little messages, thank God it's Tammy. Thank God for Tammy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are so sweet. But yes, there are people on there that encourage me and let me know that they're grateful that I'm doing the quotes or doing the lives. And so that means everything to me when I get that feedback, because it encourages me, like you're saying, to keep doing what I'm doing and to know that it's needed. And so I'm very grateful whenever I get that encouragement and those messages like that, for sure.
So when you and I started talking, her and I we've only known each other maybe a little over a week.
Yeah.
But we just immediately hit it off. So
Yep.
That's what I love about Tammy. It's like, it was just like instant chemistry. And of course we had a little competition because I have 5 kids and you have
6.
Barely. But we love the fact that we can relate to each other as moms. We can relate to each other as women who put ourselves out there, because it really is. It's like when you're open to the Spirit, sometimes it's easy to be hurt as well.
Yes.
Because you're trying something, but what I love about what you're doing in your mission is that you don't stop. You don't, like you said, even if you're having a bad day, it's like my bad day isn't equal to somebody else's bad day, and that's one thing I love about you, is that even in your negative, like something happened negative to you, you turn it into something positive to be able to put a lesson out there.
And that is absolutely true. Yes.
And that's so important right now, because I think so many people, like one of the people I worked with, Father John Serio, he's an amazing mentor of mine. And he gave us a book. He gave our staff. We had a staff when I worked at the high school, and it was Change Your Perspective. And the book was like turned upside down. So you had to read it upside down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you had to like read the book upside down, because it wasn't the way a book is normally read. And it really does make a difference when you think about it, because I think when we start thinking, especially like, oh, I've had a bad day, somebody treated me wrong, instead you can think about, how can I help somebody else? How can I treat somebody better? And that's your whole life, is that. And I think that's important, because sometimes I think if we just put one word different, it's going to change how we look at life. And when you do your Facebook lives, or you put those quotes, I love your quotes. I'm always hitting love on them.
I know. I love it too. Thank you so much.
But it makes somebody think. It's like, especially with all this going on with the coronavirus, and people are quarantined. Give us a message. Like, what do you think people should be taking out of this, instead of kind of looking at the negatives? What's some of the positives?
Well, for me personally, I have 3 of my children here with me. And then my daughter's boyfriend came to visit for spring break. So he got stuck here with us. Oh, so we're all here. He's from Colorado and he came in. So what we're doing is we are always loving on each other. We're being kind to one another. There is no arguing, no bickering, no griping. And I'm amazed. I'm like, I love it. We have so much peace, but we are taking advantage of every moment we can to be together. So we actually, like tonight, we made spaghetti together, and then we're going to have movie time after this. And so we are loving everything. We cook out. We watch movies, we play cards, we play board games, we do TikToks. So we are really, really like, it takes everything out of it. So you have to, all of life just stopped. So you have to either, use it or lose it. And that's what we're doing. We are using the time to grow together and grow closer together and tell old stories and watch old videos from our phones, about when we were being silly. And we are even pranking each other. My house is a prank house. So yeah, we have this mask and everybody trades the mask. Like, it's the scariest mask you've ever seen in your life. And one night, my 12-year-old daughter actually put it in bed with me. So I'm getting in bed and I like reach underneath the sheets to get all comfy and I feel hair and I'm like, ah! And she's laughing at the door. She's just like, I was waiting all night. And I was like, they probably heard me scream, in Arkansas, because it was crazy. So, for me, we are like growing closer than ever and using the time to cook. Like, I taught my son how to grill. Like, I've been teaching him how to grill. So I was like, you're going to cook out, not me. I want you to do it.
Nice.
And he's almost 14. So we are taking advantage of all those things. And that's my prayer. And that's my thing for the whole world. I feel like I already had the mentality of not taking anything for granted because of what happened to me. But that's my prayer, is that everyone will look at their lives now and go, ooh, I'm not taking anything for granted. I'm not taking for granted being able to drive somewhere instead of it being a chore to most people as it was before. Like, oh, I don't really want to go get this or pick this up. I don't really want to drive and do this. Now, it's going to be a gift. That's what I pray, that people walk in their grocery store and they're like, oh, toilet paper. I'm so grateful for toilet paper. Little things are actually the big things. I say that all the time. It's one of my quotes. The little things are actually the big things. And so that's what I'm hoping that all the world, takes from this in the end, is like, I'm not taking my health for granted. I'm not taking being able to shake someone's hand for granted. I'm not taking being able to go to church or go to, a restaurant for granted. So that's what I'm hoping, is that it's an eye opener for everyone to have the TGIT mentality. Thank God it's today, and don't ever take it for granted.
Oh, I love it. I know, because like for me, when I two things. The first one is, I knew I loved you for a reason. I did not know about the pranking, because I am the pranker in my family.
I love it.
So my husband, oh my gosh, we'll share on
our calls.
On our calls, I'll tell you.
Maybe you can give me a great idea so I can prank my kids.
Oh my gosh, I'm so bad. I'm like a stinker. But I told him, I said, honey, it's your fault you married Bugs Bunny. So,
Oh, I love it.
So, but the other thing was, like, when I went to Honduras, 2 years, I went and did mission work in Honduras. And when I came home, when I first time I went back into the grocery store, I started crying. I was like standing in the grocery store, and I was just like, we are so spoiled. We have so much. When all I kept thinking about, and I still think about it like right now, is like these kids, they were having a party because they were celebrating, because we were working with the orphanage, and their party favors were, some of the volunteers took some nasty old Kool-Aid that didn't even have sugar, and they froze it in these plastic little sandwich bag looking thing, and they cut the ends off, and the kids were having that. That was their treat. That was their cake.
Oh my gosh, wow.
And and it was just like, oh my gosh. And then to sit there and see them wearing like all the discards that people throw, like when people like give away clothes. And it's like, these are the people who are getting these. So when you're giving clothes, don't be afraid to go buy some clothes and give good clothes. Don't wait have these holes in it or all stuff like that, because there's like, these are kids like getting new clothes and there was like stains on them and all this stuff. It's like, come on, let's be a little bit more charitable. And another time I worked for the migrant workers, and the same thing. It was like the line of people coming, and it was just like, and what we're giving them is rice and beans and ramen noodles or something. It's like, please, let's like, is that what you would want to eat?
Yes, exactly.
But no, it's just important that we don't take things for granted. And and I pray that people don't have to have a change in life situation. I know you and I shared my change in life, where God said to me, hey girl, I got plans for you. But that's just it. You can't wait for a change in life. You have to be excited and be thankful and grateful for every breath you have every morning, and the birds chirping and the flowers blooming, and even all this. It's like, we can't have all this anxiety. I mean, like right now for me, I know you're in the same position. You have 3 of your kids are away. Pretty much 4 of mine are not around because they're all scattered. It's so scary, but at the same time, I got to trust, you know?
Yes, absolutely. We know that. I mean, that's what I do is I pray for mine
Mm-hmm.
because I know prayer works. I mean, it's the most powerful thing ever. It has gotten me through every hard time I've ever had, through every stressful situation. It has gotten me through. And so I literally pray over each one of them every single night. And that's what I have to do, is trust that I love them more than life itself, but God loves them more than I could ever imagine.
Oh, I know. It's like
Right?
our human thoughts can't even wrap ourselves around it.
Exactly. I can't. But as a mom, you know how we are about our babies.
Oh, I know.
Like we would give our lives for them in a minute, you know, like there's no question. So, and then I think about that, like if I love them that much, how much more do you love them? But not just that, how much more does he love us? So each one of us need to always know he loves us more than anything. We are his pride and joy, the apple of his eye. And so we need to have that faith and that peace during these situations with everything happening, and just know that we're in his hands. You know, whenever we're his children, we are in his hands, and we need to be spreading his love and kindness and not be out there being rude or mean in a world that needs God more than ever, ever.
I know. And that's the thing. It's like, you know, I think hopefully all this coming together, people are going to start to see there's the color of our skin or the economic, everybody's being hit. There's nobody who's like,
Yes, that's right.
It's not like, oh, well, we're here and you're there. It's like, we are all in this together. We need to come together to pray, to combat this, to help each other and not being at odds ends. And I love the fact that, you know, your messages are that even before this. So that's what's really cool.
Right.
Now, I know you have your vlog and you make your great quotes. So what's going on? What's up in the next, what's the plans? Got any plans? Anything new coming up?
A lot is cooking.
Well, let me hear about it, girl.
Okay. So, of course, right now I'm laying the foundation. This is my baby. I call it my baby. It's all brand new. Everything just started. And so I'm laying the foundation right now. I'm actually working on a book, and we're working on marketing TGIT, thank God it's today, products, because the fans are wanting things. They want water bottles. They want, you know, pop sockets. They want hats and hoodies and all of that. So that's in the future. And of course, I definitely do my vlogs on my Facebook fan page, which is just called Tammy. So you can find me there. And I actually have had a movie producer contact me and want to pitch, you know, a movie out there. So that's possibly in the works too. We're talking about it. Yeah, it's exciting. And I will be starting a podcast like you. And I believe we're going to call it Thank God It's Today with Tammy. And mine will be like inspirational stories of people that have gone through things, and they tell how they got through it to help other people going through life situations, and, you know, just touching other people's lives. So, yep, that's the next thing. That'll be the very next thing, is the podcast going up. And then you get to be my guest.
I'm excited. I can't wait. And I know you and I already talked about, of course, this is in the future. We're already planning on a fun retreat party. And
Yes.
invite the people.
Yep. I mean, I've had the fans are like, we all want to meet you. And I was like, well, let's all just go to some city together then. We need to have a TGIT tribe, you know, like just I call everybody that in my little following, our TGIT tribe. And I was like, let's do, you know, a trip, maybe once a year, you know, something like that. So, but I think you and I need to go to the beach.
Oh, most definitely.
I see a girls' trip to the beach in our future.
Oh, I know. You know, one state I've traveled to as far as stayed at the airport for a little bit was Texas. So Texas is on my list. So definitely gonna come see you. And I know you're coming to Florida because you said you already have.
You're more than welcome to come here anytime, girl. You got a place to stay in Texas. Anytime the door is open.
I'm excited. I really am. I mean, we're so blessed because, you know, God puts people in our lives.
Yes.
And different journeys and different parts of our path. But, you know, it's like when you just know that this is a person that you were supposed to meet, and this is a person who's going to change your life, and hopefully you could change their life. It's like, it's because it's not I always say, St. James says, It's not for me. I'm not that great of a quoter. But he says, if it's good, it's of God. And I feel like this is good. This is
I
good.
love that.
And so that's like when I'm talking, especially when I work with teenagers, I'll say to them, is like they'll say something. I was like, well, is this good? I'm like, if you have to say well, then it's not from God.
I love that, girl.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take that into my heart and think about that one.
Yeah,
That's really awesome.
Read the book of St. James. I love it, love it, love it, love it, because it's got a lot. It talks about the tongue being a sword.
Yes, a lot of wisdom.
So a lot of wisdom comes from that. So I do a lot of stuff from James, like I said. So
I think the whole book of James is highlighted in my Bible.
I know. Me too. I can just start setting out messages all about James all day long because he's the most. I don't know. It's just like so cool.
Yep. And relatable. Like we can relate because we're all human.
Most definitely. Tammy, I am so thrilled that you've taken the time out of your busy schedule to come talk to me on my first show. So I'm hoping that do. I can start to get people to start listening because I want it to be about truth and integrity. I really do.
Yes.
And what is your truth? What is your
my truth is love. I mean, that's it. If I could say anything in the world that I would want anybody to remember me for or to know about me is my love for people, because that is the absolute greatest thing about me is my heart. I always say, the most beautiful thing and the biggest thing, because I'm very petite. So I'm like, but I have the biggest heart you will ever find. I may be, 5'1", but my heart fills up the whole thing. And so that's what I always say. My heart is my best and most beautiful asset. So love, I would say my truth is love.
Well, I think your truth is love too. And I love you. And I'm so happy.
I love you.
I'm so glad we got to be friends. And I mean, really, not just like, okay, we're just going to talk on this and say, I could be friends. I'm so blessed. And I can't wait till we can cultivate this even more of a friendship. And so even though my show is called One Non-Blonde, you, as my favorite blonde, was always invited to be here.
Oh, thank you so much.
One non-blonde plus one blonde, one beautiful blonde.
What a way to start it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you so much, and God bless. And I'm excited about your ventures, and keep us informed. In fact, you're going to come back and talk on your show when you get yours going up too.
I would love to have you.
So that we talked about.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for being a wonderful, wonderful, strong woman and starting your podcast. I'm very proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much. Kisses.
Okay, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me
All
stop
right.
record.